deteriorate in any way oxygen sensor or exhaust catalyst. In fact, 50,000-mile testing, which is the catalyst durability test, 50,000-mile testing with the MPG cap technology showed an improvement in all three exhaust gases, hydrocarbons, carbon dioxide, and oxides of nitrogen, when the MPG boost was used versus the exactly same car run at the same time where it didn't use the MPG boost. So it was an exact apples-to-apples comparison. Improves catalyst performance, does not deteriorate spark plug or oxygen sensor performance. Red is good. We like red, right? Okay. One of the things about this being a metal-containing additive that may occasionally raise a question is, oh boy, it's going to cause deposits. This happens to be an exhaust valve out of a heavy-duty diesel, and this exhaust valve, as you see it here, is red, amazingly enough. It has had 250,000 miles of usage, 100% treated with MPG Boost, the liquid product. It's actually a slightly different product because it's for diesel. This product has 1.38 million miles on it, as you see it here. 250,000 miles of are with a product called Catane. I'll get into that in just a second. The recommended Caterpillar oil drain for this vehicle was 25,000 miles. This had, for the entire 1.4 million miles, extended oil drain, 40,000 miles. It should be really, one of the places that extended oil drain should show up is on the exhaust valve because of all the excess garbage that comes up from the dirty oil. That exhaust valve was judged by the Caterpillar service engineer who witnessed this teardown as what he told the company that owned the truck. He told them to put the parts, all of them, back in, including that valve, that he thought, based on his experience as the Caterpillar factory engineer, to go another million miles. There is no possibility. Thank you. This product, the active iron catalyst, you saw it was 60 angstroms. An atom is 5 angstrom. One atom, 5 angstrom in diameter. It's 60 angstrom, so it's a pile of maybe 10 atoms. That is, you can't see it. What you see with the red coating is the optical effect of that uniform nodule structure. But it cannot build up on itself. I have tried. I bought a car, I put a massive overdose in and repeated it over and over again, trying to destroy the engine. I couldn't. I couldn't destroy the engine. It did show increasing lube oil consumption. I would not recommend under any circumstances that people routinely overdose this product because it is capable long-term of causing some deterioration. It basically accelerates aging. That's all it does. But it does it not by doing a deposit. I could not force any deposition in cylinder or in the valves. So it cannot deposit on itself. And that's the point of showing this. No deposit, which is normally considered with other materials that don't give catalytically active deposits, that is a problem. It's not a problem with this product. Prove it. I've been working with this technology for 37 years. I am convinced that multi-level marketing is the absolute correct way for this to be sold for automotive gasoline. And the reason for that is the basis of the sale is trust. And you get a chance to explain to the customer that this product is different. It's not like those other 100 products. This one actually works. And the way they can tell it works is it will give them something absolutely unique in the fuel additive and catalyst industry. And that is, if you pull out the spark plug, it's red. And that red is not paint, It is the catalytic coating, and that's the reason it works. Okay? Absolutely unique, but you've got to explain it. And what you've got to explain is they've got to look for that red coating, that the performance has been proven. And we'll get into that right now. Double-blind statistical study. I used to work, in fact, when I first did this development, I was working for a pharmaceutical company. They insisted that we prove it. So we did with their sales fleet. And it was done in 1973, 270-car national sales fleet. That means that the cars were operated by salesmen all over the United States. And we split that fleet into 3 groups. One had what's called a placebo, which means that they got a sample of a liquid that looked just like the other 2 liquids, but it was nothing but a solvent. Could do nothing to improve fuel economy. The second one had a detergent in it that cleans up the fuel system. Back then, that was thought to be important, so we wanted to see what a detergent did. And then the MPG Boost formulation in the third. And these were randomly selected, and this is as close as the random selection could get the baseline fuel economy. Not very good. That was, in fact, fleet average back in 1973. And then they did a 1,380-mile dose at a single concentration to condition the engine, and then the final 4 weeks showed with the placebo, the solvent that could do nothing, it showed nothing. No change, less than 1%. The detergent, which maybe should have done something, that's what Shell sold up in Canada as their mile per gallon gasoline. I don't know if any of you saw that. They ran the ad campaign for about 6 months trying to sell what the laboratory tests, EPA's test, what the laboratory test said was 3%. It did absolutely nothing on highway. Very, very typical. MPG Boost, amazingly enough, 9.3%. We did another test in 1995. The full fleet of 1,600 units, and this is the percent change month by month in fuel economy. And this block is when they used 1 month of the MPG Boost at the conditioning, and then 3 months with the normal usage rate. And what you see is it bounced up to 10%, and then they stopped using it. Does anybody here remember why this stuff works? Anybody remember? Does it have to do with a catalyst coating on the piston? And do you think it's possible that if you stop using that catalyst precursor, that maybe that catalyst coating might last a little while? Does that sound reasonable? It's exactly what happens. And then it went away completely. The benefit went away completely. You have to keep using it. There's no free lunch. Okay? Anybody got that? This is really the bottom line. All of your customers, most of your customers, save maybe your mother and your brother, will want to see it work in their car. And they can. But the way they can is to look for that red spark plug. This is, one of my cars is a 2003 Civic Hybrid. And this is miles per gallon. You take how many miles you travel each fill, and you divide that by the number of gallons you put in when you fill a tank, and lo and behold, you get one of these little blue dots. And this is from when I bought the car, which had 241 miles on it, in 2002 until November of last year. And I just haven't updated it. The story is the same. One thing that this is new technology, this hybrid technology. There is absolutely no loss in fuel economy efficiency over that time frame. And that's really big news. That's very, very positive. Another thing that's kind of positive is that the average is 40.7 miles to the gallon. That's not too shabby. I'm a very aggressive driver. I drive jackrabbit starts, and I pass anybody that's not doing 75 miles an hour. And so that's why what they advertise, what the EPA numbers are on this car, I really should be able to get, as an average, about probably 45 to 47. But I'm an aggressive driver, and I pay the penalty. I enjoy the power. It's got lots of power. The problem that I'm trying to illustrate here is this green band is, again, the 95% confidence band. That means that 95% of the data points, miles per gallon at the fill, are going to lie within that range. And that